Brian here, and today I'll be playing Clash of Clans and show you guys how to 3-star a Town Hall 8 using the Go-Ho strategy. Now, my clan was in a war recently, and I was able to 3-star 2 opponents in the war using the Go-Ho strategy. So I'm going to go to the map and show you the 2 attacks I did. So before I begin the attack, I'm just going to pause it here. I would recommend you with the Go-Ho strategy. Some people use more hogs and 16 to 20 hogs only use 1 golem. I wouldn't really recommend that. I like using the 2 golem strategy and 14 hogs. I always ask for maxed out hogs in my clan castle, so I always have more. I would also use 12 wizards for the kill squad, 8 wall breakers, and a few archers and barbarians, as you can see in the bottom. Now, since Supercell changed the poison, and that it was able, now when you drop the poison on the clan troops can run away from the poison spell. So I would definitely recommend using the barbarians and archers to keep them inside of the poison spell so they will die. Now, before we begin, you always want to look for the double big bombs trap. On this base, I assumed it was right here in the middle or possibly over here by the cannon and wizard tower. No one had attacked this guy beforehand, so I really didn't know where it was. They could have a big bomb behind each of these defenses since there's 3 big bombs. But even if that happened, my hogs would trigger them one at a time, so with 1 health, I could keep them all alive. So, in this case, I'm going to trigger the clan troops first and try to lure them over to the corner over here where the barbarian hut is. I would definitely recommend, if you can, with the Go-Ho, to lure out the clan troops. It's a very big thing because I've had raids before end where the dragon on the clan troops, if they have one, would go around killing all my hogs if I wasn't able to successfully kill them. The other thing I'd recommend also, if you can, try to send your kill squad where the Barbarian King is. Sometimes it's not possible, but if it is, you kind of want to keep the Barbarian King distracted with your golems and your Barbarian King, and so that he will be distracted with that and not kill your hogs. So, I will start the raid, and I was able to drop a hog there to trigger the clan troops. So in this case, it was a lot of wizards and 1 archer. So they can die easily by the poison, but you have to keep them in there. So I dropped an archer in this corner, and I figured out that there was a Tesla popped up and a few skellies. So I had to think very quickly and drop my king because I'm like, he can take the hits and take the Tesla out. Because archers and barbarians wouldn't be able to take that out. So I got them over there pretty quick and poisoned quickly so that the wizard would slow down the reaction time so it wouldn't hit my king as much. They die pretty easily, so that was pretty simple. Then I immediately dropped my 2 golems, and you want to kind of spread them out, not super far away, but that where all the defenses will hit them instead of your wizards. Then after that, you immediately want to drop your wizards right behind it so they can start doing the damage and cleanup. I dropped my wall breakers, and right there, if I paused it, right there it worked. There was a big bomb that triggered off. So that's a really good sign that I triggered 1 of them. So that means there's only 2 left to do. Most of the time, I recommend trying to leave 4 wizards, as you can see on the bottom of the screen, to do cleanup after the hogs take these defenses out over here. Because with the Go-Ho strategy, it's all about time. You really want your hogs to live, and they're fast, but you need wizards behind them to do the cleanup work. So in this situation, they did trigger that big bomb, which is really good. So I'll continue the video here. And as you go, if you look to my king to the right, he triggered another big bomb right there. He triggered it. So that's good. That means there's only 1 big bomb left on the base, and I was able to figure out, basically I have this in the bag, because you can always health the hogs. Even with 1 big bomb, they won't die. So basically, this is an automatic 3-star. As you can see over here to the left, the 2 golems and the wizards are going to take this archery tower out and start walking around. So at this point, I figured out both big bombs, 2 out of the 3 big bombs are gone. So I'm immediately going to drop my hogs. So, over here to the left, I drop my hogs. Now, most of the time, you either want to drop them in groups of 3, or you can do 2 little waves. So you can drop, in this case, it was 14 hogs, but I had to use 1 to trigger, so 6 and 6. So you can do either 2 lines of hogs, I would recommend, or do them in groups of 3. But with this kind of a weird base, since they're all right in a row, I dropped them just all in a line, a vertical line, so that they would just stay there, actually horizontal line, so that they would just all go after all the defenses at once. And if you see here, I immediately dropped 2 health, so they can cover all the defenses and they would live. Then I would recommend dropping the max hogs a little later. So if there was a big bomb there in this zone right here, which there was right there, that they wouldn't die, because you really want to keep your max hogs alive. Now this base was really easy and simple that I didn't even need to use my third health. So at this point, when you see basically all the defenses go down right there, then you want to drop your wizards to the side so they won't get popped, and they'll do the cleanup work. So as you can tell in the corners, since this guy's base wasn't very good, he dropped Teslas in the corners to do some damage, so that it's mostly about it's a time race with this base, kind of like anti 3-star, so that they wouldn't get the 3rd star if they have Teslas over there protecting. So that was kind of the strategy for that guy. I don't know why he did it, but he really was just trying to make sure you didn't get the 3-star on time. So I'm just going to speed this up here and end it. Okay, so that was the first Goho attack, and I didn't even have to use the 3rd spell. Now, but that base was pretty simple. So now I'm going to go to my second attack, which is right here. This guy was attacked beforehand, and I was able to watch the video and figured out that both big bombs were right there, right next to the king. And a third was over here by the air defense. Now, he does have 3 Teslas between the town hall and the archery tower to make sure it's harder for your golems to get to the town hall, and they would be distracted. That your golems would be distracted by the Teslas, and your wizards might go after them too. Not counting when the Teslas pop up, your hogs are automatically distracted by them, and they waste time. But other than in the middle of the base, the outside edges are really easy hog raids. There's no spring trap spots. There's no bomb spots at all. So it's really easy. It's all about the center when your hogs get to the center of the base. So I'm going to start the video here. I always recommend trying to lure those clan troops out. So in this case, it was a drag and balloon. Now, the only real spot to lure them out was either at that camp or at the Dark Barracks, where the Wizard Tower was. So I decided to go over here because it's away from the cannon and poison them. So off the bat, I poisoned them really quick and dropped a barb over here so they would walk into it. After that, you want to drop your wizards on them so that they can toast the dragon, and try to drop your archers and barbs to just distract them. After that, you want to immediately drop your 2 golems on the base. Right there and there is where I decided to put them. I would have liked that left golem over there maybe to go a little bit more towards the wizard tower, but it was okay because after I break them in with wall breakers, they should be fine. So I was able to break them in, and unfortunately my wall breakers over here to the right died by the mortar shot. You really have to time your wall breakers. I dropped my king there, and my other wall breakers to break them in, my wizards. So in this case, I really wasn't watching my wizards, and I saw at the bottom I only had 2 wizards and an archer left. Most of the time I like keeping 4 wizards to do the cleanup job. So I didn't save as many as I wanted to, but it would turn out okay because I really needed them to get to the center spot where the king is to trigger both those double giant big bomb traps. So as they're going, I really don't want to put my hogs down yet because they're much faster than the kill squad is. So I really want them to get rid of the king and trigger both those double big bombs. If those wall breakers hadn't died, I would have broke them in right there. But since those wall breakers died on the side, it's going to go a little slower because they have to get through the wall. So after those wizards, okay, they're going to go after the mortar. And in this case, I dropped the hogs on the side to the left and to the right. So in this case, I did go with my second strategy, which is the 2 waves. So I dropped 1 wave of hogs to the right and 1 to the left. And I held them there twice to keep them alive. And then I want to save 1 in the middle and try to drop it right on the town hall to help them all in the middle. I dropped my max hogs right behind my other hogs to see how much damage they could do. Now, so as they're going through, like I said, it's a really easy hog raid on the outside. But when they get to the middle, I want to make sure that I help them right around that big bomb trap. Right, he's about ready to trigger it right there. There's a big bomb and several little big bombs, little bombs there. And so I wanted to make sure that they would trigger that before and drop a health there just to make sure they would live, because the hogs will live through 1 big bomb. It's the double big bomb they won't live through. So I continue on, and fortunately this was pretty close, but my golem, as you can see right there, triggered both of them. If he hadn't done it in time, my hogs would have gone there and triggered it both, but finally the golems broke through and was able to trigger both of those before my hogs got there. So in this case, it's basically over. There's 3 defenses left and a few skellies. But with that many hogs left in my max hogs, it's going down pretty easily. So I did drop my 2 wizards over here to do the cleanup job with the archer, because like I said, with the Goho strategy, it's really all about time. So that's a pretty, I'm going to just speed up here, pretty simple example of it. But that's basically the gist of a Goho strategy. And it worked. I love hogs. They're just so overpowered. They're so OP that they're just so good. And so that was my 2 attacks that I did on the clan war attack. And so I hope this video was helpful, guys, on the Goho strategy on how to 3-star the TH8. And if you guys want to, on the bottom where you guys can post on the little chat section on the YouTube video, that you can just on the little list at the bottom, you guys might be able to tell me, if you want, what kind of strategy you want to see for a TH8, a Town Hall 8 to do. So if you want me to do like a drag raid on a war, or a barge raid, or a go wipe where you use the wizards and the P.E.K.K.A.s instead of the hog riders, if you guys want me to do any of those, you can just leave a little suggestion at the bottom of this YouTube video, and so that I'll be able to do that. Thank you guys for watching, and this has been Commander Brian. Peace out.